This is the preliminary calendar that we will share out with teachers. You'll get it as well, so that it's easy for them to see, oh, okay, these are all the sessions in our series. And so we're getting it filled up nicely. It will get a lot more filled up. We have more people who have said yes, maybe, or we just need to pin down the time. And the other thing I wanted to show you on here is page 2. So when people click on the link to see the calendar, then they can see all the logos from all of your companies. So if I don't already have you in here, if you want to send me the logo from your organization, and then we have lots of funders who help Oregon Connections be a free resource for teachers. And so we've kind of talked where people have been talking about doing these live sessions. And the point is career exposure. So it's an easy touch for teachers to sign up for a half an hour session. Students, might see one of these, might see 5 or more of these, and just start getting ideas out, okay, that career I didn't know anything about, but now I'm curious. Or, oh, I was thinking about that, but now that I know more. And it's okay either way, because it helps them make a plan for going, which electives to take, which science classes to take, and all those little tips that the presenters share with them. They store that away, and it helps inform their decisions going forward. The place to start for everybody is, I'm going to put this in the chat, is oregonconnections.nepris.com. So if you are able to log in while we're going through this, then you might be able to take care of making sure your profile is up to date. If you haven't logged in before, click the link and then click sign up for free. And then you would all select that you work for a company, agency, or organization. And then that sets you up to present sessions. Even though, Rhonda, you were saying you're also an educator. And if you click educator, that really means I want to request sessions of other presenters. And Rhonda, if you could see doing both, then you could select educator and then select university educator. And that kind of lets you, straddle the line to do both. When you get in here, what I would like everybody to do is, you're going to look at your profile to see if you have one. And so up here in the circle up at the top is a little picture of me. So I'm going to click manage account. So I'd like you to do that as well. And what we're looking for is, please put a picture of you in there. When teachers are deciding which session to join, they are way more likely to join if there's a picture of a human being in there. It's just human nature. And then your little bio could be the same thing you have in LinkedIn, or, just a short paragraph. The next thing is to add some skills. And I'd like everybody to have at least 5 skills in there. Anything related to your career. Larry, can I put you on the spot? Do you want to share some of the skills you put in there?
The skills that I put in all relate to engineering, communication, and CTE as well, because I so happen to work at a company that does both engineering and mechanical technician type stuff. So those are the types of things I've got put in there.
Linda, do you want to share any of the skills you put in there as a retail designer?
Yeah, actually, I don't have my profile in front of me, but yeah, retail design, visual merchandising, display, store design, teaching, writing, art.
Yep. And so that's actually a great example, right? Because Larry, I'm guessing communication is a huge part. of engineering as well. And that's part of when you do your session of what part of the message I hope we're sharing is that, every class you're taking now is relevant down the road. And this is how I use math. And this is how I use art and, writing and communicating. So that's terrific. Now, I wanted to show you, I and Amy will set up the sessions for you. You're sharing info with us, but it will be in here under the Explore Live Industry Connections. And this is just to show you, yours is not, none of them are in there yet for our event, but maybe by the end of the week, we hope. And so when teachers come in here, they will see them in chronological order going forward. And so let's just pick, I don't know, careers. Oh, there's a whole series, careers in tech. So I'm going to click on this one. And just to show you what yours basically will look like, there will be a picture. And if you have a particular picture related to your talk and you want to email that to me, then we will put it in there for you. Otherwise, Pathful, which is the the website behind Oregon Connections, they will stick one in there. And teachers just see, okay, there's the title, this is when and how long it is, what grade it's for. And then they go and see, okay, what's the description? So a short, what are you going to talk about? Key questions to answer. And then kind of the big takeaway. And they say, yes, okay. And they're going to click right here. And they are now registered for the event. They'll get an email, calendar invite, and on the day of, just click and join. This other option is high school schedules are tricky. And every high school across the state has their chemistry class at a different time, right? And so this might be the perfect session, but at the wrong time. And so teachers can click and say, hey, send me the video later. And lots of people do that. And so when you do your session, if it's not, there aren't tons of classrooms there, that doesn't mean people aren't waiting to watch your session, but they might not be able to join it at that time. However, I want you to know that we are scheduling sessions around when teachers have requested them. So like an art teacher, Linda, said at these times of the day. So when I said, hey, Linda, can you do it at one of these times? It lines up with that teacher. So there will be at least a teacher at every session. Down here, you can see how many teachers are signed up. And then they, of course, usually have a bunch of students with them. Okay, I wanted to show you, I'm going back to my dashboard to show you the video library, because usually within a couple of weeks after your session, your video will become, your live session will become a video in the video library. And so teachers will get that email about it, but they could also go in here and find it, and you too. So I'm just going to click on this one to show you. And then this would be the video of your session. They polish it up. If any students do ask questions and their face were to show up on the screen, they blur it out so the students can hear, that they are asking the question, but you can't see their face for, student privacy. And down here is where you can share it. Or if you want to share it with people that maybe aren't logged into Oregon Connections, making a playlist is the way. Even if it just has your one video on the playlist, then you can share the playlist and people don't have to log in at all. So if you want to put something on, I don't know, LinkedIn, then use the playlist. So it's easy to share. Now I am going to put a link in the chat. So if you have not already kind of filled out the form to tell me, I'm going to talk about this, and these are the questions I want to answer, that's what Amy and I will use to put your session into Oregon Connections. When we put your session in, you'll get an email from Pathful or Oregon Connections saying, would you like to do a tech check? And it is seriously 5 minutes well spent. If you haven't done one of these before, or you have a new device you're using, just to make sure it's going to work. It's truly doing a Zoom meeting. It's that platform. So you can share your screen, share a PowerPoint. If you have a video clip like Larry has, you can show that during your session. They definitely say don't stream your video off of like YouTube during your session, because that often slows down everything. So Linda, you were asking, please join your session 10 minutes before it's supposed to start, as otherwise everybody gets a little nervous. Oh my God. And then yes, you can last minute make sure everything is working. But if you're a little unsure, then I would do it a week or two ahead, just to, rest easy.